certain issues out of the jurisdiction of the judiciary. Is that something we could do with abortion?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me give you the history of this. The first 5 Chief Justices of the Supreme Court, who was it? Jay, Marshall was 3rd, Oliver, gosh, I can't think of his last name, Chase, and Taney, all had decisions where they had to handle a question of jurisdiction. Does the court have jurisdiction? As a matter of fact, Marshall, at the Constitutional Ratification Convention in Virginia, in Richmond, said the court's jurisdiction can be taken away. Hamilton, writing in the Federalist Papers, I think number 80, said, you know, don't worry about the courts getting out. He thought that was the weakest part of government. He said, besides, the Congress controls the jurisdiction. To show you how vast this is and how extensive it is, when the Civil War was over, there was, the South was occupied. It was occupied territory. There was a general in Mississippi who basically arrested a Southern editor for protesting too much. His name was McCardle. And he issued a writ of habeas corpus. His lawyer said, we want him back. We want the charges against him specified. Well, this case goes all the way up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court hears the arguments. They adjourn for the rest of the year and come back to issue their decisions. In the meantime, the radical Republicans in Congress passed a statute pulling the jurisdiction away from the court to hear hearings under habeas corpus. Guess what the Supreme Court did? Justice Chase, who was, I think, the Secretary of the Treasury for Lincoln, said, without jurisdiction, we can't make a decision. Case closed. They heard the arguments. They were going to render a decision, but when Congress pulled it away, it was all over. Now, Congress did this in the 20th century with the Norris-LaGuardia Acts. The Democrats did this. So you can't hear jurisdiction. Certain courts can hear these cases in these labor disputes where there were red dog or contracts, where there were contracts made which forbade you from joining a union. That was constitutional. No problem with doing this. You just have to have some people pushing this and not backing away, who know the history and can argue it and don't mind arguing with Schumer or even the Republicans. And they do so many stupid things up there. They've got rules where you can basically add any amendment to any bill that you want to. I intend to offer so many amendments that they will change that rule. Because I'm going to force them to deal with things they don't want to.